On February 19th, House Republicans passed a bill to fund the government through October. This bill included steep and consequential cuts that will affect many people, including Howard students. This CR calls for reductions to the Pell Grant, a grant given to low-income college students. Under the legislation, the maximum grant would be $845 less than it is now. This after President Obama dramatically increased funding for the program just last year. Jeff Kirkman is a student who relies on the grant to pay his tuition.
I disagree with the move, but if that's what they feel they need to do to balance the budget, then it may work. But I know a lot of college students, they're already hurting for funding to go to school. And with student loans, it's just going to be more added impact on top of that.
The bill also targets historical black colleges and universities directly by immediately decreasing funding for HBCUs by $85 million. It also cuts funding for predominantly black institutions by $10 million. The $60 billion in immediate cuts, however, reach far beyond the college student. WIC, the program that helps feed over 9 million poor women, infants, and children, faces a $747 million cut. The Peace Corps, which is celebrating its 50-year anniversary, faces a $69 million cut. And all funding for Planned Parenthood, PBS, and COPS hiring program face elimination. Michelle Bachmann is a congresswoman from Minnesota who voted for these cuts.
The Pell Grants continue, but we have to recognize that there has to be a shared level of understanding about what the budget will reflect.
The fact is, these cuts are a direct result of the 2010 midterm elections. Republicans in the House see this as their first opportunity to make good on one of their signature campaign promises. However, Democrats, who are still in control of the Senate, call these cuts reckless. In a statement released by Senator Jeanine Shaheen for this story, she writes, "Our deficit needs to be addressed, and we need to make some hard choices. We need to look for programs that are wasteful, outdated, and unnecessary, such as subsidies to wealthy farmers, mining companies, and oil drilling research. But we must be very careful before we decide to make reckless cuts to our schools, since education is the key to keeping our economy competitive." These cuts won't become law until they are agreed to by the House and Senate and approved by the President. President Obama has threatened to veto the cuts as passed. During a press conference, he encouraged Democrats and Republicans to work together to produce a package to fund the government. If nothing is agreed to before March 18th, the government will shut down.
I mean, this is going to be a negotiation process. And the key thing that I think the American people want to see is that all sides are serious about it and all sides are willing to give a little bit, and that there's a genuine spirit of compromise as opposed to people being interested in scoring political points.
Reporting from Capitol Hill, I'm Shaquille Brewster, Spotlight Network.
Spotlight?
Spotlight Network, yep. It's an on-campus student run.
It just happens to be called Spotlight?